we've been concerned at the border, and this has been an ongoing problem, with terrorism sneaking in, and we know that has happened. And this is in the Biden administration here. So a potential terrorist with links to what is being called as a number of, quote, Yemeni subjects of interest was captured this past Thursday, so less than a week ago, Thursday night, after illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border through the Yuma, Arizona pass, which, by the way, DHS said yesterday, it will use border wall funds to close unfinished gaps in the walls at Tucson, Yuma, and El Paso. Why can't they just say, gee, we're going to do that because it actually works? The man is allegedly from Saudi Arabia. He's linked to several Yemeni subjects of interest. He appeared to be wearing, ready for this, a jacket emblazoned with an American flag patch and another that said he was a volunteer. And obviously the group that he said he volunteered with said, we have no idea who this person is. Now, I'm saying all this because this is for real. And this is why countries, including the United States, should have border security. And I think the duplicity in the Biden administration when it comes to, well, we're not building wall, we're just closing gaps. What if you don't think the wall's necessary? Just Joe Biden, why don't you go in and take the wall out that they put in? Just move the 700 miles they put in. Just take it out. They're not going to do that. There's no way they're going to do that. They're closing the gaps because for exactly that reason. And that doesn't even address the sex trafficking issue, which is another epidemic in the country right now.
Yes, I mean, you've got, again, they've had to acknowledge, and you know they can't stand acknowledging that, that the actual terrorist who's on their list. And so we put together a FOIA on this, even a more narrowed down FOIA, and specifically on those two issues that you just talked about. One is why did they get rid of and cancel Operation Talon, which was the human trafficking program that the Trump administration put in place? Why is that so controversial? Is it just because Donald Trump did it? Yes. I mean, that's why this is administration going nowhere and can't get their legislation through. They have the House, they got the Senate, they have the White House, and they still can't get things passed. Why? They're nasty, they're incompetent, and they're being run by the far left. So they're not who people actually elected. You know, if you actually believe Joe Biden, you know, why he got the votes he got, it was supposedly to restore calm and to put together policies that everybody could support. Instead, we see chaos all over the country with the crime going through the roof, inflation through the roof. Our standing at the world has just plummeted. No one cares about our words anymore. You have Jake Sullivan going up saying it's not looking good with the Iranians.
What does that mean?
Why do we? Because you're still trying to get back to your bullet point deal. Then you look at the border. They've had to reinstate remain in Mexico. They had to and expand it. They have to now. They're building wall, but they won't tell you any of it. They will begrudge. They're still blaming it on like they wouldn't have to be doing it. But like you said, they're not dismantling wall.
No, they think it's so bad.
If the wall is the problem, dismantle that wall. But God knows they don't want that imagery out of them taking down wall while you got terrorists coming through. And these terrorists are smart, right? So they know that if predominantly the people coming through there are from South American origin or Latin American origin, they can try to blend in and get these guys from Yemen, put on a jacket, and maybe they just look like they're either a government employee down there. But
let our ICE call.
How many haven't been caught because they refuse to allow these law enforcement officers to do their job? You know, you talk to Customs and Border Patrol. They're saying they're basically processing paper now. Yeah,
let me play for you. This is Tom Homan, who was the former director of Immigration and Customs for the United States Enforcement. This is what he had to say.
When you open the border up to illegal immigration, which takes half the Border Patrol off the line, you open it up to criminals, you open it up to human trafficking of women and children, and you open it up to terrorism. So how many of that 400,000 didn't get arrested and they're terrorists?
There you go. I mean, but this only makes sense. So you would think it would be nice if the administration could actually put a policy together that also made sense. So instead what they say is, well, we're not building the wall, we're closing gaps. And this is all the previous administration's fault. And this is nonsense.